My name is Laura Carroll from Andrews University. My contact information is assessment@andrews.edu. You can also contact me by phone at extension 3308. So first, what we're going to do today is we're going to show you how to add instructor optional questions. So in order to do that, you have to contact the Office of Institutional Effectiveness so that I can generate the survey to have the option to add additional questions. You'll receive an email similar to this one. And remember that once you click on the link and start to add your questions, that you can't make any changes after you log out of that particular screen. So you want to make sure to add all of your questions and have it final when you click out of the screen and save those particular changes. So we're going to click on the Math 101. And I'm going to share this screen. Once you click on the link, this particular page will come up, and you'll want to click on the next button. It's going to pop up with a pop-up that lets you know that you need to, when you leave the screen, that you're going to need to click on the Leave Instructors Optional Questions at the top left. We're going to click OK. Most often when you add additional questions, you're going to need to add a new question group. So we're going to click on Add Question Group. This is especially important when you're dealing with scaled questions. So we're going to name this the Small Group Learning and then we're going to say Learning Assistant. This is specifically for this Learning Assistant evaluation. And because these are scaled questions and there's going to be 5 options, we're going to have an indicator of 5. The indicator has to match however many boxes you're going to include in your scaled questions. And we're going to click Apply. Not applicables are not included in your scale, so if you're going to include not applicable, you should not include that in your indicator. So we're going to click on Add Question here on the left. And the scaled question is the default question, so we're going to just click the next on the bottom. And we're going to type our first question. The LAs, which is Learning Assistants, were available when I needed help. Notice that the checkboxes is already set to 5, which is our indicator. These two should match the indicator that you just set and the checkboxes. And we're not going to have abstentions for these questions, so we're going to leave that deactivated. Depending on how you want your scales to be, the way the system is set up is that the left is the negative side and the right is the positive side. If you want your right side to be, or your left side to be positive, then you're going to check the box, set this scaled question as a mirrored question. But for our purposes, we're not going to check that today. We're going to have the left as the strongly disagree and the right as the strongly agree. And now we're going to click Apply. Notice that there's no headers at the top for our scale. So what we're going to do is we're going to add them by using the extended pull labels here on the left. And we're going to use strongly disagree to strongly agree. Now notice I am pushing the little blue plus sign each time. So I type the word and then I click this button here. And you want them in order from the left to the right. So from top to bottom is left to right. And once you have the ones the way that you want them, then you're going to click apply. Now, if you missed the order and you have to change the order, you can use the little up and down arrows on the left to move them to where you want them to be. If you want to delete them, you can click the little X. And if you need to edit them, you can double click on them. And once you make your changes, then you have to click on the little sign here on the right, just where the plus sign was. So our scale is complete, and we can also decide how we want the scale to look. We're going to leave it at 45. If it's an online survey, it will automatically be 0. So the default is fine for us. Now notice that it's below the question. So we're going to click on the left side where it says move, and we're going to just move the scale to the top. There we go. We're going to click on the question 5.1 because the next question will appear underneath whatever was active. And because the scale was active, our second question would have appeared right underneath it. So we click on 5.1, and now we're going to add the second question. It's still a scaled question, so we're going to click next. And it's going to be the LAs were on time to the small group learning sessions. And we're going to click apply. And so you'll do this for each question. You're going to click on the add question, which is here on the left, and the scaled question, and you're going to click next and type the next question. The LAs, which is learning assistants, were courteous and respectful of students' feelings. And click add. Now, if you had the scale and you wanted the strongly agree to be on the left, then you would want to select this right here where it says set this scale as a mirrored scale. You would check it and click apply if you wanted the scales to be opposite. So in order to do that, then you would click on this and you would want your strongly agree to be at the top and your strongly disagree to be at the bottom. And if you want it that way, then you'd have to mirror each of your scales, which if you have them all already in there and you want to mirror all of them, you can click on this. You can say mirror this scale and then choose the use these settings as the default and also apply settings to all other scaled questions. And just do the current question group and click apply. And that will mirror all of them for that particular question group. Notice that these little arrows showed up when you did that. So now this first box is worth 5, and the last box here on the right is worth 1. Now, if you want to add other questions, you can add open-ended questions, but I suggest if you add more questions that are not scaled, that you add a new question group. So we're just going to add another question group here. Just say instructor optional questions. And then this, maybe you want to add some open-ended questions. Maybe you want to ask them what learning tools are most effective. And you're going to give them maybe 3 lines, which is about enough for 3 to 4 sentences. And click apply. Maybe you want to add a single choice or a multiple choice. So single choice questions are questions that you're only expecting one answer choice. So you can click next. You would type your question here at the top, and then you would add your answer choices. So maybe you want to know what year in school they are. So we're going to add your academic status. And so you can't be a freshman and a sophomore at the same time. So you can say freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, graduate. And then if you want the questions to go to the right of the question options to the right, then you can just say next to the question. If you want them beneath, then you'll click on the beneath the question text. So I'm going to click beneath and click apply. So when the students answer this question, they can only pick one choice. So let's add a question that is for multiple choice. Now, multiple choice questions are ones that you would say, select all that apply. So we're going to select multiple choice and click next. So our question is going to be, what activities were most helpful? And each answer choice you have to put in one at a time and then click add option. So we're going to say group work, add option. Labs, add option. Hands-on activities. And finally, presentations by classmates. And click apply. I'm going to put here, check all that apply. So the student knows that they can check more than one option. Apply. You can also limit their number that they select by clicking here. Maybe you only want them to select 2. And if that's the case, then you'd probably want to say select 2, your top 2. But I'm going to leave it unlimited and apply. Now this one looks exactly like the other one. The only reason that you know that it's a multiple choice is that there's an MC to the left in little red letters right here. So those are pretty much all of the options that you can do. We had multiple choice, and if you click on the back button, you had single choice, and then you had the open-ended. So if you have any other questions on how to add questions, you can contact me at assessment@andrews.edu, or you can give me a call at extension 3308, and I'd be happy to help you. Have a great day.